Johnson & Johnson's single-shot coronavirus vaccine has begun human trials after an early study showed it helped protect a group of primates with a single shot.
Dean Fanelli is a partner in the intellectual property department of Seyfarth Shaw LLP's Washington office. He's got 20 years experience in pharmaceutical and biotech IP management. And Dean, is this the only single-shot vaccine out there, or are there more?
So far, this looks like the most promising single-shot vaccine. A lot are being tested. There's about 160 or so vaccine candidates in development. About 2 or 3 dozen are actually in human trials. And so far, this looks like the most promising single-shot vaccine.
So they used it on primates, and it showed some promise. I mean, where does it go from here?
Yeah, so typically when we're talking about drug development, vaccine development, before you can actually administer the vaccine candidate, in this case in a human, you do your preclinical studies. In this case, they were done in monkeys, very promising results. 6 out of 6 of the monkeys completely were protected from lung disease. 5 out of 6 were protected from the infection based on these nasal swabs that they've been using to detect the virus. So after this, Johnson & Johnson is now conducting a phase 1/2 study, which is basically testing in 1,000 individuals, and they'll look for how their dosage is producing an efficacious result, meaning is this producing antibodies that would protect against the virus? Of course, always looking at safety, and after this phase 1/2 trial, they anticipate moving into the final phase at some point in September of this year.
Is there any concern that we might be moving too fast? Because we have several of them, as you mentioned, that are in human trials right now. And, we're seeing that I think it was 20% of people said that they would not take a vaccine, which just most of us find shocking.
Yeah, that's a great question. And when you think about drug development, vaccine development, you're typically talking along the lines of a decade. Each one of these, preclinical studies, that could take a couple years. Phase 1 studies could also, each of these phases can take several years. Here, the genome of the virus was just identified in January. Fast forward 7 months, and now we're already talking about phase 3 trials. This is unprecedented. Really shocking how quick we're going, but in a good way. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is the premier regulatory authority literally in the world when it comes to drug approval. They're certainly looking at this. They're looking at safety in all of these trials. And, it's a risk-benefit analysis. This is a humanitarian crisis. It's very contagious. We need a vaccine. So certainly the FDA, as well as regulatory bodies all over the world, will be checking the safety of this. So although we're moving very quickly, it's a good thing. There are scientists all over the world looking at this, scrutinizing the results. So yes, we're moving quickly, but the benefits of having a vaccine, in my opinion, clearly outweigh the risks.
Dr. Dean Fanelli joining us on the KOGO News Live Line. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right.